Hi everyone, my name is Brian. Alright, so we are going to learn about hungry plants. Yeah, you can see that it's backwards here. We are going to learn about carnivorous plants here. I have Venus flytrap. So, I have Venus flytraps. So, let's go. Hungry plants. This book is in the Step Into Reading series. Written by Mary Batten, illustrated by Paul Microcha, a science reader. Alright, so you might see a fly buzzing around and then it flies into a leaf as a strange looking plant in a bog. The plant that the fly is flying to might have two leaves with sharp edges and red things in the center. The fly comes closer and closer, and then it touches the red thing, the red spot. Then the leaves snap shut. The fly tries to escape but can't, and then it is swallowed. The fly will never escape. The plant will eat it alive. You might be thinking, how can a plant eat a fly? Well, it's carnivorous plants are very special plants that act like animals because they don't get nutrients from sunlight or water, not even air. Instead, they get their nutrients from the animals they eat. Carnivorous means meat eating, and Venus flytraps are the T-Rexes of the plant world. Yeah, Venus flytraps do have red spots. You see? You see the red? Yeah. Buzzing into fur so you can see easier. Eating bugs might seem like a strange thing for a plant to do. And it is. Because like I said, most plants get their nutrients from sunlight, rain, and even air. But these plants had evolved because they live in bogs where there is no nutrients for them. So they have to get the nutrients by eating things. You have to feed it animals, small animals, not ginormous or things that aren't living. They will not eat it. Unlike animals, the carnivorous plants don't have legs or claw or arms, so it's hard for them to catch or chase animals, but they can still get their prey with tricks and traps. Alright, let's go to the first page. And yes, I'm talking about the most famous meat-eating carnivorous plant, the Venus flytrap. The Venus flytrap belongs to a special group of plants called active carnivorous plants. This means that part of the plant moves to catch its meal. For example, did you see that red spot of those Venus flytraps? A fly's favorite color is red, so it will fly towards it thinking that there is nectar, and then they drink the nectar, and then snap. But instead of finding food, the insect becomes food for that plant. When a fly or any small insect crawls onto a Venus flytrap's mouth, it will touch a hair, a really sensitive hair. This sends messages to the Venus flytrap, like we send messages to the brain, telling the Venus flytrap that there is prey. Then it will snap shut. Also, take another look. Yeah, you can see the red things, and many insects like red. But do you see those spines? Yes, those sharp spines here. Let me show you. Imagine you are a thief. You were in jail. You cannot escape because of the bars of the cage. Let's pretend the thief was a fly, and the jail cell was a Venus flytrap. As you can see, The spines act like the bars of a cage. Then, the Venus flytrap takes several days, sometimes as long as a week, to digest their prey. The plants make special juices that break down flies, just like your stomach. Another type of insect-eating plant is the bladderwort. It can be found in, swamps, shallow swamps. It is also an active trap. There are more than 200 kinds of bladderworts. That's amazing, isn't it? And on the left page, do you see those plants in the water that the frog is looking at with yellow flowers? Those are bladderworts. Yeah. Bladderworts get their prey, by sucking them up, just like a vacuum. The bladderwort's traps are tiny pouches shaped like little mosquito eggs. Most bladderworts grow in ponds or lakes. The plant stem and flower grow above the water, but the traps are underwater. When tiny water animals swim by, they touch a trigger hair on the plant's trapdoor. In less than half a second, the pouch opens, sucking the water and the animal inside, just like you suck juice for a straw, or you have to suck trash through with a vacuum. Then it's ready to catch another passing bug. Also, you might be wondering, hey, hold on a sec. What do the water tiny animals that the bladderwort catch look like? Well, these are the answers. And here's a fly about to be catched by the Venus flytrap. And Venus flytraps can also catch ants, See? But I don't know if they can attack frogs because they're too big, maybe. Slip and slide. Like a small helicopter. A bee whizzes in for a landing on the edge of a pitcher plant. Here's the picture. It crawls inside the pitcher and quickly loses its footing. The pitcher plant's walls are slippery. When an insect like a bee gets in, it will slide. It tries its hard as it can to climb out, but tiny downward pointing hairs keep it from crawling back up. It can catch hairs, wings. Alright, so even if it crawls or flies out, the pitcher band is narrow and the wings and legs will slide down, and the hairs will also make it go down to the ground. Alright, down, 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 down the bee slides. It can't even stop. At the bottom of the plant is a pool of water, gastric juices, just like the Venus flytrap did. Alright, and then splash. The bee falls in. It can't get out. Soon the bee drowns. Then chemicals in the water help the plant digest the bee, just as chemicals inside your stomach help you digest your food. And also, just like the Venus flytrap did to that fly. But remember, unlike Venus flytraps and bladderworts, pitcher plants don't move, so they are called passive traps. Just like those passive mobs in Minecraft. They won't attack you. Even if you hurt them, they'll just run away. They too use nectar to bait insects. Yeah, carnivorous plants use nectar to bait small animals. But pitcher plants just sit and wait for their victims to fall inside. There are many different kinds of pitcher plants. Some grow in long vines in tropical countries where it is hot all year round. Many tropical pitcher plants grow in rainforests on mountains thousands of feet high. That's amazing, isn't it? Alright, Borneo is home to the biggest, most spectacular pitcher plants in the world. Some have stems more than 60 feet long that snake along the ground or hang from trees. Some are big enough to catch a tree frog or a small bird. Others are so tiny that they can't catch anything larger than an ant. Tropical pitcher plants look like hanging pouches. The plant's pitcher shape is really a leaf that grows in an unusual shape. The opening is the pitcher's mouth. The pouch is the stomach. Most tropical pitcher plants are climbing vines and usually have two types of pitchers. Lower pitchers are shaped sort of like cans because they are closer to the ground. Lower pitchers are shaped like funnels. Upper pitchers catch mostly flying insects such as honeybees, flies, and hornets. But here's some bad news if you're cheering for a carnivorous plant. The pitcher plant doesn't always catch its food. Sometimes it is stolen from a spider. A diving spider can dive into the pitcher and steal the bug the plant has trapped. They can get out of pitcher plants without being trapped. So really, carnivorous plants focus on insects to eat, and spiders aren't insects. Everyone knows that. They belong to a different group of family called the arachnids. They can use silk to climb out without being trapped. The silk acts like a safety line. In the southern United States, pitcher plants grow in wet, swampy places called pitcher plant bogs. In Alabama, where many pitcher plants grow, people call them bug catchers. It also has some silly nicknames like Huntsman's Cap, Side Saddle Pitcher Plant, and Frog's Britches. Yes, you heard right. Pitcher plants can catch frogs. The parent pitcher plant has been known to catch green toads and chameleon lizards. Yeah. The pitcher plant grows in Oregon and California. The cobra lily grows in Oregon and California. This plant looks like a snake, which is how it got its name. And yes, a cobra is a snake. It also has two flaps that act like fangs. The fangs make nectar. Insects land on the fangs and then crawl inside the plants. But the cobra lily has a trick to store its victims. It has fake light spots on the roof of its hood. Insects inside the plant see the spots and think there's a way out. They think those are holes and they try to get out, but then they can't. It's actually just a decorated wall. That's all you need to know. Yeah, the cobra lily, then if I get stuck inside, it then gets digested. Alright, that's the end of this video. You might be sad, but don't worry. We're going to make part 2. Yeah. Alright, goodbye everyone. And don't forget this, and if you want to buy this book, you can. And remember, reading is always good for your health. And bye.